A hidden document shattered Thanksgiving's warmth, revealing a family's deepest secret. Evelyn Carter, 62. A Montana rancher stood frozen, the scent of roasted turkey turning bitter in the icy air. The ranch deed. Her life's work bore her sister's name, not hers. Could betrayal tear them apart, or would forgiveness heal their bonds? This emotional family story unveils the power of compassion over revenge. What secrets have your loved ones kept watch to find out? And share your story in the comments. The Montana sky is a bruised purple frost clinging to the ranch house windows like a second skin. Inside, the air smells of pine and old leather, the kind of scent that's soaked into the walls of our Bozeman home for decades. I stand in the office, a cramped room off the main hall where the desk is buried under ledgers and yellowed photos. The wood stove crackles, but it doesn't touch the chill in my bones. Thanksgiving is tomorrow, and the house should feel alive with prep. Clara's recipes, Marjorie's laugh, Walter's bad jokes. Instead, it's quiet. Too quiet, and I'm here rummaging through papers, chasing a nagging feeling that something's off. My fingers brush a folder tucked beneath a stack of feed invoices. It's unmarked heavy. I pull it out, heart thudding for no reason I can name. The papers inside are crisp official, stamped with a notary seal. Transfer of ownership, the title reads. Carter Ranch. My ranch. The one I've poured 30 years into every dawn, breaking my back every dusk, praying for rain. My eyes scan the page and the words hit like a slap transferred to Marjorie Holt. My sister, not me, not even a mention of my name. Shock locks my knees. I grip the desk, the deed staring up like a betrayal carved in ink. This ranch is my legacy, my life's work after losing Tom, my husband, a decade ago. I take the phone, the screen frozen, a pixelated image of my niece flickering. I fumble with it, my own tech skills barely better, and the call drops. Dang, phone won't work, I mutter, half laughing, half frustrated. Clara chuckles, but I feel a flush of embarrassment. Another thing I can't fix, another way I'm falling short. Let me try, Walter offers, but I wave him off, tucking the phone away. Later. We got enough to do. I return to the onions, the knife's rhythm grounding me, but my eyes keep drifting to Marjorie now, arranging tablecloths, her movements brisk. What's she hiding? The papers flash in my mind, Marjorie's name in bold. I need to ask her, but not now, not with neighbors here. Dialogue, that's the way. I'll pull her aside after the potluck, get the truth without a fight. But the thought of confronting her, of breaking this fragile family peace, makes my chest ache. I step to the sink, rinsing dishes, the cold water a shock against my hands. My reflection in the window stares back, lined and tired. I've spent years holding us together, mending rifts, forgiving slights. But this feels different, deeper. I think of the ranch, its rolling fields, the barn where I taught Walter to stack hay. It's more than land, it's us, our history. If Marjorie's taken it, what's left of me? The loneliness settles heavy like the frost outside. I'm part of this family. But do they see me, or am I just the one who keeps things running unnoticed? The cider mugs clink neighbors' voices, rising in a story about last year's harvest. I want to feel their warmth to belong, but the secret pulls me back. I dry my hands, resolve firming. I'll talk to Marjorie, find out what she's hiding. I have to. Because if I don't, this family, this ranch might slip away for good. The Bozeman Ranch is still under a star-strewn Montana sky, the kind that makes you feel small, yet tethered to something eternal. Thanksgiving dinner is done. The kitchen quiet now, dishes stacked in the sink like relics of a louder hour. Outside, the potluck lingers, neighbors' laughter, drifting through the crisp air, laced with tales of rodeos past Montana's way of weaving history into every holiday. I stand on the porch, breath fogging the ranch stretching dark and endless before me. The barn's silhouette looms a monument to years of sweat and love. This land is my legacy, but the transfer papers I found burn in my mind, Marjorie's name, a splinter I can't pull out. I'm 62, and I've never felt so far from my family. Walter's out here too, leaning on the railing, his broad frame hunched against the cold. My son, 40, with his father's eyes, and my stubborn streak. The porch light catches his beard flecked with gray, and I see the boy I taught to ride horses in that barn, his laughter echoing across the fields. That memory stings now sharp and sad because he's dodging me and I don't know why. Marjorie's secrecy at the potluck, her hushed call, her tight smile has me rattled, but Walter's silence feels personal, like a door closing between us. Walter, I start, voice low. We need to talk. My hands grip the railing, wood rough under my palms, grounding me against the ache in my chest. Don't play dumb, Walter, I snap, my patience fraying. I've seen you and Marjorie talking heads together. If something's going on with the ranch, I deserve to know. This is my life's work. My voice rises cracking, and I hate how raw it sounds, how desperate. He rounds on me, eyes flashing. Your life's work, Mom. You act like we're all just hired hands. I've got my own plans, you know. Debts piling up, a life to figure out. Maybe the ranch isn't everything to me. His words hit like a slap, and I step back the porch, creaking under my weight. Debts, I echo, heart pounding. What debts, Walter? Is that why Marjorie's name's on paper she shouldn't touch? The question slips out before I can stop it, and his face pales just for a second before he shuts down. You're digging into things you don't understand, he says, voice low, almost a growl. Just leave it, Mom, please. He turns, hands shoved in his pockets, and stalks toward the barn, leaving me alone with the stars and my racing thoughts. I pace the porch boots, scuffing the worn boards, my chest tight with sadness. Walter's words echo debts, plans, not everything. I raised him here, taught him to love this land, but now he's pulling away, and I don't know why. Loneliness wraps around me colder than the night air. I'm losing him just like I'm losing the ranch, and it feels like my fault. Did I push too hard, expect too much? I think of that summer years ago when he was 10, wobbling on a pony, my hands steadying him. You're a natural, Walter, I'd said, his grin brighter than the sun. Where's that boy now? The barn looms in my mind, a symbol of everything we've built. I've spent decades fighting for this place. Droughts, loans, grief after Tom's death. It's not just land. It's us, our history, our fights and forgiveness. If Walter's hiding something, debts, plans, Marjorie's schemes, what does that mean for us? I need the truth, but this argument has cracked something open, and I'm not sure I can stitch it back together. I sink into a chair, rubbing my temples. Not fighting, just talking. He's got debts, Mama. Said the ranch isn't everything to him. My voice breaks, and I hate it, the vulnerability spilling out. Clara nods slow, like she's weighing my words. He's a grown man, Evelyn. Got his own burdens. You can't carry 'em all. Her tone's gentle, but it doesn't ease the ache. I want to ask her about the papers about Marjorie, but the words won't come. Not yet. I stand pacing again, the floorboards creaking under my weight. I just want him to talk to me, Mama. To be honest, is that so much to ask? My hands, clenched nails biting my palms. Dialogue. That's what we need, but Walter's walls are up, and I don't know how to breach them. Clara watches me silent, and I feel the weight of her gaze. The weight of this family. I think of the rodeo stories from tonight. Tales of grit and community. And I want that for us, togetherness, not secrets. But right now, I'm alone, even with Clara here, even with the ranch sprawling around me. I've always been the one to fix things, to mend fences literal and not. But how do I fix this? I pause by the window, stars glittering outside. Walter's out there in the barn maybe, and I wonder what he's thinking. Why won't he talk? What's he hiding about the ranch, about Marjorie? The questions churn, and I know I can't let this go. I need answers, and I'll get them one way or another. The dining room of our Bozeman ranch glows under the chandelier's soft light. The Thanksgiving table, a patchwork of mismatched plates and steaming dishes. Turkey, golden and fragrant, sits centerpiece, flanked by cranberry sauce, mashed potatoes, and huckleberry pies, their crusts flaking like memories. The air hums with Montana tradition, neighbors and family sharing gratitude voices, weaving tales of harvests and rodeos. I sit at the table's head where I've always sat. But tonight, I'm an outsider in my own home. The transfer papers. Marjorie's name bold on them churn in my mind, and Walter's deflection on the porch has left me raw. I'm 62, the backbone of this ranch, yet I'm unraveling my anger, a live wire sparking beneath my skin. Marjorie's across from me, her red scarf loose, her laugh too bright as she passes the gravy. Walter's beside her, quiet, picking at his plate. Clara's at the other end, her frail hands folded, eyes darting between us like she senses the storm. Neighbors fill the gaps, their chatter, a dull roar. Mrs. Larson's cornbread recipe. Mr. Tate's rodeo win in '98. I try to join in to smile, but Marjorie's every move grates. She's hiding something, and I can't sit on this secret any longer. I need the truth, even if it breaks us. Marjorie, I say, voice cutting through the noise sharp enough to turn heads. We need to talk. Now. My hands grip the tablecloth, knuckles white, the anger I've held back spilling over. She freezes fork halfway to her mouth, her green eyes narrowing. Evelyn, what's this about? We're in the middle of dinner. Her tone's light, but there's an edge, a warning I ignore. I lean forward, heart pounding. The ranch. I found papers. Your name's on them, Marjorie. Care to explain why you're taking what's mine? The words burst out louder than I meant, and the table falls silent. Neighbors staring, Oryx paused. My chest heaves the air thick with shock. She stands, too, hands on hips, her composure cracking. Evelyn, you're paranoid. I haven't taken anything. You think I'd steal from you, from family? Her voice rises trembling, and for a second I waver, her hurt mirroring mine. But the papers don't lie, and her denial only deepens the betrayal. Then explain the papers, I shout, pointing at her, my arm shaking. Your name, Marjorie, not mine. You've been scheming, haven't you? With Walter? Maybe? I glance at him, and he flinches, eyes wide, but he says nothing, his silence a knife in my gut. Clara's voice cuts in thin but firm. Evelyn, sit down. You're scaring everyone. Her hands tremble, clutching her napkin, and I see the strain in her face, the frailty I've been managing alone. I taught Walter to ride here, patched fences with Clara, laughed with Marjorie under these stars. How could they do this? I flip through, searching for answers, but there's only legalese and signatures I don't recognize. My breath catches sharp and raw. I'm alone in this moment, the house silent except for the stove's hiss. Evelyn Walter's voice cuts through from the hall. My son, 40 now, all broad shoulders and restless eyes, leans in the doorway. You okay? You've been in here ages. I shove the papers back, hands shaking. Just checking receipts? I lie, my voice thinner than I'd like. You seen Marjorie today? He shrugs, scratching his beard. She's out back fussing over the potluck setup. Neighbors dropped off huckleberry pies already. Smells like a bakery out there. His grin fades as he studies me. Mom, what's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Nothing's wrong, I snap, then soften. Sorry, Walter. Just tired. Clara's meds need sorting, and I'm behind. It's true enough, Clara. My mother, 85 and frail, takes a dozen pills I can barely keep straight. The weight of her care presses on me, another load I carry alone. You mind checking the firewood? Cold snap's coming. I force a smile, the kind I've perfected over years of hiding hurt. I'm fine, Walter. Go on now. He lingers, then heads out, boots thudding on the oak floor. I sink into the chair, the folder heavy in my lap. My mind churns, replaying years of family moments. Thanksgiving dinners, Clara's stories, Marjorie's promises to help with the ranch. Did I miss something? Was I too busy mending fences to see them pulling away? The loneliness creeps in a familiar ache, like I'm standing outside my own family looking in. Evelyn, you in there? Clara's voice reedy but sharp calls from the living room. I tuck the folder under a ledger, wipe my eyes, and head out. She's in her rocker quilt over her knees, her white hair catching the lamplight. You're fretting again, she says, not looking up. Spill it. I hesitate, the papers burning a hole in my thoughts. Just ranch stuff, Mama. You need your pills? I grab her medication tray, hands busy to avoid her gaze. The bottles rattle each one, a reminder of how much she depends on me, how much I'm carrying alone. Pills can wait, she says, eyes narrowing. You're hiding something. Always were a bad liar. I laugh brittle. Takes one to know one. I hand her the tray, our fingers brushing. Her hands are cold, fragile, and I feel a pang of guilt for my sharpness. I'll sort it, Mama. Don't worry. I sit at the kitchen table, a journal open before me. The pen hovers, words stuck. I trusted them? I write the ink smudging under my thumb. Marjorie with her quick smile. Clara with her fierce love. Walter my rock. But trust feels like a cracked fence now, letting the cold seep through. I've spent years holding this family together, stitching us up after fights, losses, years apart. Have I been blind? The ranch isn't just land, it's us, our history. Losing it feels like losing them. The stove pops, and I flinch, the sound pulling me back. I close the journal, my resolve hardening. Tomorrow I'll talk to them. No accusations, just questions. Dialogue, that's the way through. But as I stand, the folder's weight lingers, a question mark in the dark. Who signed those papers? And why didn't they tell me? The kitchen hums with Thanksgiving morning chaos, the heart of our Bozeman ranch pulsing under a gray Montana sky. Steam curls from a pot of simmering cranberries, their tart scent mingling with roasting turkey and the sweet bite of huckleberry pies cooling on the counter. The oak table, scarred from decades of family dinners, is cluttered with cutting boards and Clara's old recipe cards, her looping handwriting faded but sacred. I move through the bustle, chopping onions, my hands steady despite the storm inside me. The transfer papers I found last night weigh heavy, a secret I carry like a stone in my chest. Marjorie's out back, setting up for the potluck, and Walter's hauling chairs. But I feel alone in this crowd, like a guest in my own home. I wipe my hands on my apron, glancing through the window. Marjorie's silhouette flits between tables, her red scarf bright against the frost-dusted grass. She's on her phone, voice low, head turned away. My stomach twists. Is she talking about the ranch? Hiding something, I push the thought down, but it claws back sharp and cold. The kitchen chatter neighbors, swapping harvest tales over mugs of cider grates on me. Each laugh a reminder of how out of place I feel. I'm 62, the one who's kept this ranch alive, yet here I am, invisible, not good enough to be in on their secrets. Evelyn, you gonna burn those onions? Clara's voice snaps me back. She's perched at the table, peeling apples, her knobby fingers slow but sure. Her eyes sharp despite her age, pin me like a butterfly. I stir the pan heat, stinging my eyes. Got it, Mama. You need more apples. I nod at her pile, trying to sound normal, but my voice wavers. She snorts. Need you to stop fretting. What's got you so jumpy? Not like you to miss a beat in this kitchen. I force a smile, chopping harder. Just want everything perfect. Big day. It's a lie, and she knows it, but I can't spill the truth, not yet. Not until I understand what Marjorie's done. Or Clara. Or Walter. The papers said Marjorie's name, but who else was involved? I need to talk to them. But the words stick tangled in years of unspoken hurts. In a bit, I say eyes on Marjorie through the window. She's off the phone now, laughing with the neighbor, but it's forced her shoulders tight. Walter, you talked to Marjorie lately. She seemed off to you? He sets the tray down, frowning. Off. She's just busy, same as us. Why you two fighting again? He laughs, but it's uneasy. You're overthinking Mom. Marjorie's always got some scheme. Remember her goat yoga idea? He grabs a cider mug, dodging my gaze. Come on, join the fun. Community's what makes this day. I nod, but his words sting. Community. It's what I've built here, opening our ranch to neighbors, sharing harvests, stories, pies. But today, it feels hollow. I'm surrounded by people, yet I'm alone, my family slipping through my fingers like sand. I think of past Thanksgivings, when I'd organize the potluck, but Clara or Marjorie would get the praise my work unseen. Not good enough. A voice whispers, the same one that's haunted me since I was a girl, always in Marjorie's shadow. Evelyn phone's acting up again, Clara calls, waving her ancient flip phone. Can't get the grandkids on this video thing. I sigh, crossing to her. Mama, you gotta stop mashing the buttons. The caregiving weight hits me, her pills, her doctor's visits all on me, and I falter, guilt mixing with my rage. But I can't back down, not now. Scaring everyone I turn to. Clara, voice shaking. Mama, you know something, don't you? You're all hiding it. This ranch is my life and you're tearing it away. The words spill raw and desperate, and I'm shouting at my own mother, the one I've cared for, loved, fought for. The room feels smaller. The chandelier's light too bright, and I'm alone, surrounded by family, yet utterly isolated. Later, I laugh, bitter tears pricking my eyes. You've had years to talk, Marjorie. I'm done waiting. I grab a family photo from the sideboard, the one of us four, me, Marjorie, Clara, Walter, smiling in the barn years ago. I hold it up, voice breaking. This is what I'm fighting for. Us, and you're throwing it away. I slam the photo down, the frame cracking and the sound echoes final like something breaking inside me. Mrs. Larson clears her throat, standing. Maybe we should give you folks some space. Neighbors shuffle out, murmuring their plates half full, and I feel a pang of shame for ruining their night. Clara's staring at me, her face pale, and Walter's still silent head bowed. Marjorie sinks into her chair, hands covering her face, and for a moment I see her not as a betrayer, but as my sister hurting too. I sit legs trembling, the fight draining out of me. My anger's left a hollow space filled with regret. I shouldn't have shouted, not like this, not in front of everyone. Compassion tugs at me. I know Marjorie struggled, know Clara's frail, know Walter's carrying burdens. But the papers are real, and their silence is louder than my outburst. I'm alone in this fight, the ranch slipping away and the loneliness cuts deeper than ever. I stare at the photo, its cracked frame, a mirror of us. I want to fix this to talk. But how dialogue? That's the answer, but right now, it feels impossible. My mind races, questions piling up. If Marjorie didn't sign, who did? Clara, Walter? Someone else? What are they hiding from me? I need to know. But the cost of this fight, our family, our peace, might be more than I can bear. The Bozeman Ranch exhales in the quiet aftermath of Thanksgiving. The Montana night softening to a velvet hush. Inside the dining room is a battlefield of cleared plates and crumpled napkins. The chandelier dimmed, casting long shadows across the scarred oak table. The scent of turkey lingers, mingled with the sweet tang of huckleberry pie crumbs scattered like confetti. Outside, neighbors' voices fade as they head home, their pickup trucks crunching gravel, leaving our family to pick up the pieces of my outburst. I stand by the sink, scrubbing a roasting pan, the warm water soothing my hands, but not the ache in my chest. My anger at Marjorie, spilled so raw at the table, has left me hollow, the cracked family photo on the sideboard, a silent rebuke. I'm 62, and I've never felt so alone, yet a flicker of hope stirs fragile as the frost on the windows. Clara's in her rocker by the fire, her quilt tucked tight, her white hair glowing in the lamplight. She's frail, but her voice carries the steel I've leaned on my whole life. Evelyn, stop scrubbing that pan to death and sit, she says, her tone gentle but firm, like a lullaby with an edge. Her voice is a trigger, soothing, pulling me back from the edge of my thoughts. I dry my hands, my apron damp, and sink into a chair beside her, the fire's crackle filling the silence. Mama? I'm sorry, I start, voice low. I shouldn't have yelled like that. Not in front of everyone. The memory of Marjorie's pale face. Walter's silence stings fresh, and I rub my temples, guilt heavy. The transfer papers, Marjorie's name on them, still burn in my mind, but my outburst feels like a wound I've opened myself. Clara nods, eyes steady. You're hurt, Evelyn, but shouting won't fix it. We need to talk, all of us proper, no yelling. I'll call a family meeting tomorrow. You, me, Marjorie, Walter. We'll sort this ranch business out. Her words are a lifeline, and I cling to them, hope, blooming like a spring bud in winter. A meeting, dialogue, the answer I've been grasping for. They'll talk. Clara says, her hand resting on mine, cold but steady. We're Carters. We don't let things fester forever. You trust me, don't you? Her eyes search mine, and I nod, the weight of her care. Her pills, her frailty, mixing with this promise. She's my mother, my burden, my anchor, and her words spark a cautious optimism. I stand pacing, a silent scene unfolding as I glance at the sideboard, the cracked photo catching the firelight. Me, Marjorie, Clara, Walter smiling in the barn a lifetime ago. I want that back, that unity, and Clara's promise feels like a step toward it. My loneliness, so sharp tonight, eases just a fraction, and I hold on to that hope, fragile but real. Evelyn, you got that phone working yet? Clara asks, breaking my thoughts. She's holding her flip phone, squinting at it, and I laugh, a small, shaky sound. I want to text Walter, tell him to come in. Boy's gonna freeze out there. Marjorie steps in. Her red scarf gone, her face weary. Evelyn, she says, voice soft, can we talk? Not fight, just talk. Her eyes are red-rimmed and I pause, my anger cooling at the sight of her vulnerability, but the papers, her denial, keep me guarded. I move to the window, the ranch dark beyond, stars glittering like promises. The cleanup's done, the community gone, but their warmth lingers in the pie tins left behind, a Montana tradition of sharing. I think of those neighbors, their stories of resilience, and I want that for us, a family that bends but doesn't break. The meeting tomorrow could be our chance, a way to mend what's cracked. I've spent years holding this ranch together, mending fences, literal and not. Maybe dialogue can mend us too. I sit by Clara, her breathing soft, and let hope settle in. The papers, the secrets, they're still there, but for now I believe in Clara's promise. A meeting, truth, unity. My mind drifts to the ranch, its fields, the barn where we've laughed and fought. It's our legacy, and I won't let it go without a fight, but a fight with words, not shouts. Yet doubt nibbles at my hope. Will the meeting reveal the truth, or will it break us further? I need to know. And tomorrow, I'll face it, whatever comes. The barn on our Bozeman ranch smells of hay and weathered wood, a sanctuary where Montana's history whispers in every creek. Morning light filters through slatted walls, dusting the straw-strewn floor where we've gathered for Clara's promised family meeting. The air's crisp heavy with the scent of last night's frost, and the barn's rafters hold memories, Walter's first ride, Marjorie's teenage tantrums, my quiet tears after Tom's death. Today, it's a courtroom, the four of us, me, Clara, Marjorie, Walter, sitting on hay bales in a tense circle. I'm 62, my hands clasped tight to hide their tremble, the transfer papers a ghost between us. Clara's promise of truth gave me hope, but now facing their guarded faces, doubt gnaws. The ranch, my legacy, hangs in the balance, and I'm braced for answers, not ready for the shock about to hit. Clara sits straight, her quilt draped over her shoulders, her frailty masked by a matriarch's resolve. We're here to clear the air, she begins, voice steady, cutting through the barn's quiet. Evelyn? You found papers. Let's talk about them. Her eyes meet mine, and I nod, heart racing, expecting Marjorie to squirm. I lean forward, voice firm. Marjorie, your name's on a transfer. Carter Ranch handed to you. I want the truth, why? My words echo sharp, and I watch her waiting for the lie I heard at dinner. Marjorie's eyes widen, her hands twisting her scarf. Evelyn, I told you I didn't sign anything. I don't know about any transfer. Her voice cracks raw, and I almost believe her, but the papers don't lie. Walter shifts silent, his jaw tight, and I turn to him, frustration flaring. You, I whisper, standing the barn spinning. Mama, you transferred the ranch to Marjorie. Why? My voice breaks, betrayal cutting deep. Clara, my mother, the one I've cared for, trusted, she's the one who took my legacy. She nods, eyes glistening. I did it to save the ranch, Evelyn. We're drowning in debts, taxes, loans, repairs. I thought Marjorie could manage it, keep it in the family. You've carried too much, too long. Her voice softens, but it doesn't soothe the wound. I flash back to her sacrifices, working 2 jobs when I was a kid, keeping us fed after Dad left. She's always protected us, but this feels like a knife. Save it, I choke, tears pricking. By cutting me out. This ranch is my life, Mama. I've bled for it. My hands shake and I pace straw, crunching the barn's walls, closing in. Marjorie's silent head bowed, and Walter's staring at Clara as shocked as me. Loneliness surges. I'm alone in this betrayal, my family, a wall I can't breach. You thought wrong, I snap, voice trembling. You all lied, Marjorie. You knew, didn't you? I turn to her, but she shakes her head, tears falling, and I don't know what to believe. Walter stands, finally speaking. Mom, I didn't know. I swear. I knew about the debts, but not this. His voice is rough, and I want to trust him, but the ground's shifting under me. Clara's confession is a letter reveal, rewriting everything I thought I knew. I can't breathe here, the barn's memories mocking me. I need air, I mutter, storming out, the high-stakes moment, a blur of hurt. The door slams, and I'm in the yard, frost crunching under my boots. The ranch sprawling dark and vast. My heart pounds, shock pulsing through me. Clara, not Marjorie, betrayed me. To save the ranch, she says, but it feels like she's taken my soul. I lean against a fence, the wood cold, my mind reeling. Positive justice truth coming out should feel right, but it's hollow. Clara's debts explain her choice, but not her secrecy. I've cared for her, managed her pills, her life, and she hid this. The ranch isn't just land. It's us, our fights, our love. Losing it to Marjorie, even to save it, feels like losing them. I'm alone, the stars above indifferent, and I don't know how to face this. Inside they're talking, maybe planning, but I can't go back. Not yet. Dialogue got us here, but it's broken something too. Why would Clara betray me? What else are they hiding? I need answers, but right now I'm lost. The ranch, I love a stranger under my feet. The barn on our Bozeman ranch is a cathedral of solitude, its weathered beams swallowing the late morning light. The Montana air is sharp-scented with hay and the faint musk of frost that lingers after Thanksgiving. Inside the world is quiet, the post-holiday hush wrapping the ranch like a quilt. I sit on a hay bale, the straw prickling through my jeans, my hands tracing the handle of an old rake, its wood smoothed by decades of my grip. The barn's a museum of my life, rusted tools, a cracked saddle, Tom's faded hat hanging on a nail. I'm 62, and I've never felt so abandoned. Clara's confession from the meeting, her secret transfer of the ranch cutting deeper than any wound. I fled here away from their faces, their truths, to face the loneliness that's been stalking me all along. The silence is a weight broken only by the creak of the rafters, each sound a reminder of my isolation. Clara's words echo. I did it to save the ranch. Save it by giving it to Marjorie, cutting me out, the one who's held this place together through droughts, debts, and death. My mother, my rock, betrayed me, and the sting is a living thing clawing at my heart. I think of the years I've given mornings, mucking stalls, nights, balancing books, all for this land, this family. And for what? To be forgotten, cast aside like these old tools, once vital now, rusting in the dark. I stand pacing the barn's dusty floor, my boots stirring memories with each step. I see Walter at 10, stacking hay, his grin bright. Marjorie, 16, sneaking here to cry over some boy. Clara teaching me to braid rope, her hands steady. Those moments tied us, but now they're fraying, and I'm alone, abandoned by the people I've poured my life into. The feeling's a tide pulling me under, and I clutch the rake, its solidity a tether. I've cared for Clara, her pills, her doctor's visits, her frailty, my burden, and she hid this. Walter's debts, Marjorie's denials, they're all walls shutting me out. I'm not enough, never was, and the ranch, my legacy, is slipping through my fingers. Mom. Walter's voice breaks the silence, soft at the barn door. He steps in his flannel shirt, rumpled eyes, heavy with worry. You okay? You've been out here a while. His concern tugs at me, but it's not enough to bridge the gap. I wipe my eyes, hiding the photo. Just needed space, Walter, I say, voice hoarse. Clara, she broke my trust. You all did. The words spill raw, and I hate their vulnerability, but I'm too tired to hold them back. He sits on a bale, hands clasped. I didn't know, Mom. About the transfer. I swear. His voice is earnest, but doubt lingers a shadow from his silence last night. Clara was trying to help in her way. The ranch. It's been bleeding us dry. I flinch, his words stirring the caregiving stress that's my constant shadow. Help by lying. I've carried this place, Walter. And Clara. Her meds, her needs, I do it all. And she does this. My voice cracks, and I look away, the barn's walls blurring through tears. I set the photo down, my fingers lingering on its edge. Compassion stirs. Faint but real. I know Clara's carried burdens, too. Know Walter's struggling. But the abandonment cuts too deep a wound I can't bandage. I need to find my strength to face them. But how self-reflection is my only answer now. A quiet resolve to keep going, to not let this break me. The ranch is my home, my heart, and I won't let it go, even if I'm fighting alone. I stand brushing straw from my jeans, the tools around me a testament to my resilience. Montana's quiet wraps me a reminder of the land's endurance, and I draw on it, steadying myself. But doubt creeps in a whisper beneath my resolve. Can I ever trust them again? Clara's betrayal, Marjorie's denials, Walter's secrets. They're a tangle I can't unravel yet. I need to know why, but for now I'm here in this barn, carrying my loneliness like a badge. The Bozeman Ranch is a quiet expanse under a late afternoon sky, the sun dipping low, painting the fields gold. I sit on the porch, a chipped mug of coffee cooling in my hands, the Montana breeze carrying the scent of pine and distant hay. The barn where I hid this morning looms in the distance, its silhouette, a reminder of Clara's confession that she, not Marjorie, transferred the ranch. The shock still stings, but it's dulled to a heavy ache. My loneliness a shadow I can't shake. I'm 62, and the weight of betrayal has driven me here to this porch where memories creep in like uninvited guests. The ranch is our bond, our history. But a memory of Marjorie and me years ago bubbles up, demanding I look at it again. I close my eyes, and I'm 12. The ranch sprawling under a summer sun, dust kicking up under my boots. Marjorie's 10, all freckles and fire, chasing me to the creek behind the barn. The water's cool, glinting like glass, and we're laughing, splashing, until she grabs my favorite ribbon, a blue one Mama gave me, and tosses it into the current. Bet you can't catch it. She taunts, her grin wide, but I'm furious, diving after it, the ribbon slipping through my fingers, lost forever. I turn on her fists, clenched, voice sharp. "Why'd you do that, Marjorie?" I yell, my braid dripping. "That was mine." "You always ruin everything." My words are venom, and her smile falters, her eyes bright with tears. The memory shifts, and we're 16 and 14 in the barn stacking hay. I'm faster, stronger, and Mama praises me, her hand on my shoulder. "Good work, Evelyn," she says, and I bask in it, ignoring Marjorie's scowl. She drops a bale straw, scattering, and snaps. "Why's it always you, Evelyn? I'm trying too." Her voice is raw, and I roll my eyes, tossing back. "Try harder then." She storms out, and I don't follow, too proud to care. That was our pattern, me leading her, chasing our rivalry. A quiet war over Mama's love, the ranch's heart. I open my eyes, the porch creaking under me, the coffee cold. The flashback stings, not just for the rivalry, but for what I see now. Marjorie's hurt her need to be seen, not just my sister, but a person. I've always cast her as the schemer, the one who takes. But was she? The transfer papers had her name, but Clara's confession shifts the blame. Maybe Marjorie's denials were true. Empathy stirs a soft ache for the girl she was, the woman she is struggling in ways I never noticed. The ranch stretches before me, its fields a motif of our bond, our fights, our love. I think of the financial strain Clara mentioned, debts piling up, a shadow from those early years when Mama worked double shifts to keep this place. Marjorie's always been part of it, helping even if I didn't see it. Did I misunderstand her all along? The loneliness I felt, that abandonment, maybe it's partly my doing, building walls where bridges could have been. Walter steps onto the porch, his boots heavy, breaking my thoughts. "Mom, you okay?" he asks, leaning on the railing, his eyes searching mine. "You've been quiet since the barn." He nods, scratching his beard. "You two are like oil and water, but you're family. Maybe talk to her. Really talk, not yell." His words echo the dialogue I crave, but it's hard with trust so fragile. "I'll try," I say, but doubt lingers. "Walter, those debts you mentioned, were they bad enough for Clara to do this? To transfer the ranch?" I watch him needing truth, and he hesitates, then nods. "Bad enough, Mom. Loans from the drought years. I didn't know she'd act alone, though." His voice is low, and I feel a pang, the financial strain a thread tying us all. He heads inside, and I'm alone again, the porch my refuge. I reflect, turning Marjorie's image over in my mind. She's not the villain I painted, maybe. Self-reflection is my solution, a way to see her clearly, to see us. The ranch is our bond, and I want it back, not just the land, but the love. But questions nag. What else have I misunderstood if Marjorie's innocent? What's her part in this? I need to know, and soon, or this rift might never heal. The Montana evening wraps the Bozeman Ranch in a soft glow, the sun sinking behind the hills, casting long shadows across the fields. I sit on the porch steps, the wood cool beneath me, the air rich with pine and the faint sweetness of leftover huckleberry pies. The ranch is quiet, The community's post-Thanksgiving warmth lingering in the stacked chairs and empty cider mugs scattered near the barn. I'm 62, my heart heavy from Clara's betrayal, her secret transfer of the ranch, and my own misjudgments of Marjorie revealed in childhood memories. Loneliness has been my companion, but now as Marjorie approaches her red scarf trailing, I feel a shift, a chance for truth. The ranch is our bond, and I'm ready to listen, unaware of the confession that will change everything. Marjorie stops a few feet away, her green eyes catching the fading light, her face etched with weariness. "Evelyn," she says, voice low, "we need to talk. Really talk like you said." Her words are an emotional hook pulling me in, and I nod, patting the step beside me. She sits close enough that I smell her lavender perfume, a scent from our girlhood, and my chest tightens with memories. I've been angry, I admit, voice soft, staring at the fields. "Those papers, your name on them, I thought you stole the ranch. But Clara, she said it was her." I don't know what to believe, Marjorie. Honesty spills out raw, and I brace for her denial, like at the dinner table. "Clara came to me months ago." Marjorie continues, her eyes glistening. "She was desperate, Evelyn. The bank was closing in, and she thought I could save it. I agreed to the transfer to take on the debt, keep the ranch alive. I didn't want you to know, didn't want you carrying more." Her voice breaks and tears spill down her cheeks, the high-stakes moment hitting me like a wave. "You protected me," I whisper, shock giving way to empathy. The twist lands hard, Marjorie not a thief, but a shield taking the burden to spare me. I think of our childhood, her chasing my approval, her hurt when I dismissed her. She's been carrying this alone, and I didn't see it. "I thought I could handle it," she says, wiping her eyes. "But it's heavy, Evelyn. The loans, the paperwork, I'm drowning. I didn't sign those papers to hurt you. I did it for us, for the ranch." Her words are a plea, and I feel her fear, her love mirroring my own. I set the notice down, my hands reaching for hers, our fingers clasping tight. Tears well in my eyes, and we cry together, a silent, shared release, our breaths fogging in the cool air. "I'm sorry, Marjorie," I choke out. "I thought the worst. I should have trusted you." The words are a bridge reconciliation blooming, and she squeezes my hands, her sob turning to a shaky laugh. "I tried texting you earlier," I say, pulling out my phone, the screen flickering. "Wanted to say thanks for being here. But this dang thing." I fumble, and the text "thanks Sis sends" laid a clumsy gesture that makes us both chuckle. The text struggles a light moment, a reminder of our shared quirks grounding us in this Montana evening. Marjorie leans against me, her shoulder warm. "We'll figure it out, Evelyn. The ranch, the debts. Together. Okay?" Her voice is steady, and I nod hope. Flickering the loneliness easing as we sit sisters again. I reflect, my heart full. Marjorie's sacrifice, her secrecy, wasn't betrayal, but love, a truth I almost missed. Reconciliation is our solution, a step toward healing, and I value this bond, frayed but strong. The ranch is us, our fights, our forgiveness, and I won't let it go. But questions linger, shadows beneath the hope. If Marjorie acted to protect me, what else are they hiding Clara's role? Walter's silence, there's more to this. I need to know to keep this family whole. The dining room of our Bozeman ranch is a crucible, the air thick with the scent of stale coffee and the weight of unspoken truths. Morning light streams through the windows, glinting off the oak table, its scars a map of our family's history. Thanksgiving feasts, arguments, reconciliations. We're gathered here again, the four of us, me, Clara, Marjorie, Walter, for another meeting, the Montana tradition of facing hard truths head on. I'm 62, my hands steady but my heart racing. Marjorie's confession last night, that she accepted the ranch transfer to save it from foreclosure, still fresh. Clara's betrayal started this, but Marjorie's sacrifice softened my anger. Now I need the whole truth from all of them to mend what's broken. The table, our symbolic heart, holds us together, but the tense silence is a trigger, a warning of the storm about to break. I sit at the table's head, Clara to my right, her quilt draped over her frail shoulders, her eyes weary but sharp. Marjorie's across from me, her red scarf loose, her hands fidgeting. Walter's beside her, his beard shadowing a clenched jaw. The silence stretches heavy each tick of the clock, a pulse in my ears. I clear my throat voice. Firm, the hook pulling us in. We're here for the truth, I say, eyes sweeping them. No more secrets. Clara, you started this. Marjorie, you carried it. Walter, you knew about the debts. I deserve to know everything. Clara nods, her voice thin but steady. Evelyn, I told you I transferred the ranch to Marjorie to save it. The debts were crushing us. I didn't tell you because I couldn't bear your hurt. Her admission stings, the caregiving stress, her pills, her frailty flashing in my mind, a burden I've shouldered alone. But you did hurt me, Mama, I say, voice cracking. You hit it like I wasn't strong enough to handle it. I've kept this ranch alive, kept you safe. Why shut me out? My hands grip the table knuckles, white tension coiling in my chest. Then why didn't you tell me sooner? I ask softer now, searching her face. We're sisters, Marjorie. We could have fought this together. The words are a plea, and she looks away, guilt shadowing her features. Walter shifts, finally speaking, his voice rough. Mom, I knew about the debts, but not the transfer. I didn't say anything because I was ashamed. My business loans got tangled with the ranches. I messed up. His confession lands hard, and I stare at him, my son carrying burdens I didn't see. Clara stands slow, her hands trembling. Evelyn, I'm sorry, she says, tears falling. I was wrong. I thought I was protecting you like I did when you were a girl. But you're stronger than I ever was. Her voice breaks, and I freeze her apology cutting through my anger. I see her now, not just my mother, but a woman who's fought her own battles, her frailty a mask for fear. Marjorie stands too, voice urgent. Evelyn, let's fix this together. The ranch, the debts, we can face the bank, renegotiate. But we need you. Her eyes lock on mine, and I feel the pull of our bond, the reconciliation we started last night. Walter nods, stepping closer. Mom, I'll come clean about my loans. No more hiding. We're in this as a family. His words are a vow, and I see the boy I raised honest at last. The table, scarred and solid, holds us a symbol of our resilience. I sink back into my chair, tears pricking my eyes. I want to believe you, I say, voice soft, but it hurts all this secrecy. I felt so alone, like I'm not enough. My monologue spills raw, the loneliness I've carried laid bare. But maybe we can start over. Talk, really talk. Dialogue, our solution feels possible. Now, the truth uniting us, the room quiets. The tension easing, positive justice in the air. Truths aired, apologies given. I reflect, my heart full but heavy. This family, flawed and fractured, is mine, and I want to fight for it, not against it. The ranch is our legacy, and we'll save it together. But doubt lingers a shadow beneath the hope. Can I forgive them all? Clara's secrecy? Marjorie's silence. Walter's shame. I need to for us, but it's a question I can't answer yet. The Bozeman Ranch breathes under a Montana evening sky. Stars pricking through a velvet dusk, the fields stretching quiet and vast. I sit at the kitchen table, the room dim, lit only by a single lamp that casts a warm glow over the scarred oak, a witness to our family's joys and fractures. The air smells of coffee and faint traces of Thanksgiving's huckleberry pies, a reminder of the community now gone home. I'm 62. My journal open before me, a pen trembling in my hand. Marjorie's confession that she took the ranch transfer to save it softened my heart. And the family meeting's truths. Clara's regret. Walter's shame laid our secrets bare. Yet I'm still raw, my loneliness a quiet ache. Tonight, I write seeking clarity, unaware that a truth about myself will shift everything. The kitchen is a silent scene. The clocks tick. My only company as I journal each word, a step into the tangle of my heart. I've blamed Clara for her secrecy, Marjorie for her silence, Walter for his distance. But as I write, a memory surfaces sharp and unbidden. Years ago, after Tom's death, I buried my grief in the ranch, pushing my family away, snapping at Marjorie's offers to help, dismissing Walter's dreams, leaning on Clara without giving back. My resentment grew, a wall I built brick by bitter brick, convinced I was the only one holding us together. The twist hits me like a Montana wind. My resentment fueled this rift, my unacknowledged sacrifices blinding me to their struggles. I pause, pen hovering, my breath catching. I've carried the ranch like a cross, my sacrifices sleepless nights, endless chores. Clara's caregiving a badge of duty. But I never shared the load, never let them in, assuming they couldn't handle it. My loneliness, this aching isolation, isn't just their doing, it's mine too. I've been so focused on being the strong one, I didn't see their efforts, their love. Marjorie's protection, Clara's desperation, Walter's burdens, they were trying and I pushed them away. My anger, a shield that hurt us all. I write the words spilling. I was wrong to hold so tight, to let resentment fester. I've sacrificed everything for this ranch, but I sacrificed them too. The realization is a wound, but it's clean, hopeful, a chance to heal. Forgiveness starts with me, not just for them, but for myself, for the years I've carried this alone. I feel lighter, the ranch a motif of healing its fields, a promise of renewal. I nod, closing the journal, my voice steady. Just thinking, Walter, about us, this ranch. I've been holding on too tight. I pushed you away, didn't I? The admission is raw, and he looks surprised, then nods slow. Maybe a little, he says, voice gentle, but we pushed too. Let's fix it, Mom. I've got an idea, co-own the ranch, all of us. Split the debts, work the bank, together. His words spark hope, the financial strain subplot, a challenge we can face as one. I smile, the first real one in days, seeing my son, not just his mistakes. That's a start, I say, reaching for his hand. We'll talk more, all of us. No more walls. Dialogue. Our lifeline feels closer now, and he squeezes my hand, a silent vow. He leaves, and I'm alone again, the kitchen warm, the lamps glow, a beacon. I reflect, my heart full. Self-focus has shown me my faults, but also my strength. I've carried this family, but I don't have to alone. The ranch is our bond, and I'll fight for it, not with resentment, but with love. Compassion for myself, for them, blooms a lesson I'm learning late, but true. Outside the Montana night hums stars bright, a reminder of the land's endurance. I think of Clara's frailty, Marjorie's tears, Walter's honesty. They're my family flawed. But mine. The financial strain looms, but we'll face it together. Yet a question lingers, soft but persistent. Can I let go and trust them? I've forgiven myself, but fully trusting them after secrets, silences, feels like a leap. I need to try for us, for the ranch that holds our hearts. A Montana sunrise bathes the Bozeman Ranch in gold, the hills catching fire as dawn breaks over the fields. I stand on the porch, a mug of coffee steaming in my hands, the air crisp with pine and the promise of renewal. The ranch sprawls before me, its barns and fences a testament to decades of love and labor. I'm 62, my heart lighter after truths unveiled, Clara's desperate transfer, Marjorie's protective sacrifice. Walter's shame, my own resentment. We've faced our secrets, and today we'll plan our future together. The loneliness that gripped me is fading, replaced by hope as the family I nearly lost gathers inside. This ranch, our bond, is ours to save. And the sunrise, a symbolic object, feels like a blessing on our new beginning. Inside the kitchen hums the oak table set with muffins and juice. A simple spread for our final meeting. Clara's in her rocker, her quilt bright, her frailty softened by a determined smile. Marjorie's at the table, her red scarf draped over a chair, her eyes clear. Walter's beside her, his flannel sleeves rolled up, ready to work. The room's warm. The scent of coffee mingling with Montana's morning, and I feel the pull of family, a bond I thought was broken, but now pulses strong. Morning, everyone, I say, sitting at the table's head, my voice steady. We've been through hell, but we're here. Let's save this ranch as a family. The words are an emotional hook, drawing us in, and they nod, their faces open, ready. That's smart, I say, smiling. I've been too stubborn, thinking I had to do it alone. I'm in Marjorie, all the way. My words are a vow, reconciliation sealing us, and she grins, the tension of our past fights dissolving. Walter nods, his voice earnest. I'll clear my loans, Mom, and I've got ideas, agritourism maybe, to bring in cash. This ranch is home and I'm not letting it go. His ambition, once a wedge, now unites us, and I squeeze his hand proud. Clara clears her throat, her voice soft but strong. I'm sorry, Evelyn, for starting this mess, but I'm here too. I can't do much, but my name's on that deed and I'll fight for it. Her apology, her resolve heals the last of my hurt, and I see her frailty, her pills, her care as part of our shared load. We'll need a plan for you, Mama, I say, gentle. Your health comes first. I'll coordinate with the doctor. Make sure you're covered. The caregiving stress, my burden feels lighter shared now, and she smiles, her hand patting mine. Let's celebrate, Marjorie says, pulling out her phone. A video call with the grandkids show 'em the ranch. I laugh, my tech struggle's a family joke, but I've practiced. I open the app, the screen clear, and connect my niece's face beaming. Aunt Evelyn, you did it, she cheers, and I grin, mastering the call, a small victory in our big fight. We stand drawn together, and I pull them into a hug, a family embrace. That's our climax, a silent promise of unity. We're going to make it, I whisper, tears pricking, and they nod, their arms tight. The ranch sunrise glows through the window, a symbol of our renewal, and I feel Tom's presence, his love in this land, this family. I step back, reflecting, my heart full. Family bonds frayed by secrets are mended by truth and forgiveness. Reconciliation is our solution, dialogue our strength. I've learned to let go, to trust, to share the load. The ranch is us, our fights, our love, our hope. And we'll save it together. I think of seniors watching their own families fractured, and I want to say, share your story. Talk, forgive, fight for each other. It's never too late. The kitchen's quiet now, the plan set, the call ended. We're ready not just for the ranch, but for us. I look at Clara, Marjorie, Walter, and know we're whole. The sunrise fades, but its light stays, a promise we'll keep no matter what comes. As we hug under the Montana sunrise, hope blooms our scars, knitting into strength. Forgiveness healed us. Clara's secrecy. Marjorie's silence, my resentment, teaching me resilience through dialogue. Compassion rebuilt our family, showing love finds a way even in pain. Like caregivers tending broken bonds, we all seek unity. Share your family story on YouTube. Let's inspire others to listen, forgive, and hold tight to those they love.